Inclusion affects a wide range of pupils, not just those with special educational needs. The Salamanca Statement 1994 states that every child has unique characteristics, interests, abilities, and learning needs. Therefore, it is vital that teachers continue to uphold the requirements in the new national curriculum and create lessons that are planned to ensure there are no barriers to every pupil achieving. As outlined by the national curriculum, teachers are required to ensure that computing is accessible to each member of the class, regardless of their gender, ability, disability, religion, or socio-economical background. This is particularly important because the idea of inclusion is often based solely around children who have special educational needs or who are registered with a disability. The Equality Act 2010 states that schools must make reasonable adjustments to make inclusion for disabled children into mainstream schools more effective. Although the Act does not state what the reasonable adjustments are, it would seem that providing technology to aid inclusion would be beneficial for a variety of children, not just those with disabilities. If inclusion is the key to success for all children, how can teachers use digital technology to remove potential barriers to learning? The Index of Inclusion is a good place to start when assessing inclusion for all children within the classroom setting, because it enables the school to assess existing provision, create a development plan, and implement priorities. Teachers can also use the guidelines within the Index of Inclusion to monitor and evaluate the success of the strategies that they implement. The Index of Inclusion also raises some key questions, which can be used to help practitioners assess whether the provision of the technology is taught in an inclusive way in their school, and whether technology is seen as a valued resource to aid differentiation. There are many technical resources within a school setting, such as Bbots, interactive whiteboards, digicams, iPads, and school computers, to name but a few. Some schools are better at utilizing the resources available to them, and in my school placement I have seen two different approaches. The first approach was that the teachers saw the technology resources as valuable teaching tools and incorporated them in cross-curricular activities wherever possible. The second approach saw the Bbots left on the shelf to gather dust, accessible for children to access but not incorporated into planning by the adults. In the two different approaches I observed, when practitioners learned to use the technology available to them, it made them feel more comfortable to use it in taught sessions and more prepared to be able to provide technical support to the children when required. The second question that the index raised was the use of technical vocabulary within the school setting. If teachers explain technical vocabulary clearly and allow the children to practice using the correct technical terms, this enables the vocabulary to become familiar and therefore reduces a barrier. Providing alternative ways for children to record evidence of their work can in most cases reduce a child's anxiety around the process of producing a written document, and can enable them to produce a higher level of work. iPads could be used to capture video evidence of the children's learning, and voice recognition programs could be used to support children who have extreme difficulty in writing. Using technology enables the children to create a written document whilst giving them the opportunity to adapt the size and style of font as well as changing the colour of the text and background. These adjustments may be particularly useful for children who have dyslexia or some form of visual impairment. In conclusion, it would seem that as we move into the 21st century, we as practitioners need to embrace the technology not just in computing lessons to support the requirement of the national curriculum, but also in our everyday lives as we become more digitally literate. It is our responsibility to ensure that we offer a high quality of teaching across the curriculum and aim for full inclusion for all pupils within our class.